In today's video, we are going to talk about improving our history essays. This episode will focus on the outbreak of World War II in Europe. During the course of this video, feel free to pause and read the slides before you continue. Let's look at some questions from previous O-level papers. In this first question from 2022, the given factor is the Nazi-Soviet Pact. The effect we are examining is the outbreak of war in Europe. In this 2014 question, the given factor is the policy of appeasement. You might be stumped by the phrasing, destroy any hopes of resisting Hitler's aggression. Here's the key, this is still an outbreak of war question. Why? Because the phrase, destroy any hopes of resisting Hitler's aggression, points to removing obstacles to Hitler's expansion, creating the conditions that made conflict unavoidable in Europe. A common mistake I see students make is in writing a narrative timeline. You may recall me covering this in detail in episode 2.1. Here's an example of this mistake for the Nazi-Soviet Pact question. Notice how the student simply describes what happened. Visually, this paragraph seems detailed, but it's still just a narration of events. It doesn't show how the pact itself caused war. It only describes what happened next. Let's fix it. Other than a clearer point that I've highlighted in green font, I've also included sentence starters here. Sentence starters help provide a clear structure, and in stressful time conditions can be useful in ensuring that you provide an explanation. Although this attempt is much better, it can still be enhanced further with stronger evidence. Let's do a quick recap on the Nazi-Soviet Pact. Now, let's pair stronger evidence together with a clearer explanation so your paragraph becomes far more convincing. Here is an improved response. So what changed? Firstly, I selected stronger evidence that clearly shows that I know what the terms of the Nazi-Soviet Pact were. Next, I linked the evidence directly to how it caused war in Europe. This explanation shows why the signing of the pact led to the outbreak of war. So what about the question that says the policy of appeasement destroyed any hopes of resisting Hitler's aggression? Remember, this is still an outbreak of war question. Let's break down the keywords together. Destroy any hopes of resisting means that Hitler can no longer be stopped. Hitler's aggression refers to expansion into territories like Poland. Other than the policy of appeasement, other factors you can talk about include the Nazi-Soviet Pact, which we discussed earlier, as well as the weakness of the League of Nations. Now, a question may be phrased in an unfamiliar manner, but you have already covered the necessary content and topics in class. Take some time to analyze the keywords in a question. Once you do that, the question becomes a lot less scary and you have better clarity on how to approach the question.